seconds, and I stop myself for a while.
Welcome to the quarantine.
I'm saying things I don't believe. The panic's rising up in you. Why won't you tell me something new?
The coronavirus, which causes COVID-19, has been sweeping across the U.S. and it has come to Asheville and Buncombe County. All restaurants, bars, cinemas, gatherings of more than 50 people. Well, other restaurants and stuff have been closed except for takeout only. So, about 70% of my friends here in town have been laid off, including myself. It's a really weird time, and I was reminded today that this is the thing that in 20, 30 years, that history's going to look back on and be like, what were they going through at that time? Several people have recommended, writing letters to yourself, keeping a journal. My idea is this. I'm unemployed for the first time in a very long time. I'm going to navigate that process here on this podcast. And I don't know. We're going to see how things go. Today is day one. Yesterday they called a meeting at my work. Let us know they were laying us all off. And it is good. Like, as a community, to fight this, we need to shut down everything. Take some drastic measures. But more importantly, the owners of our restaurant know that for us to get any unemployment benefits going forward, that they had to close as well. So although I know it's been a hard decision for most restaurants, and now it's a mandated one by the governor of North Carolina by executive order. But a lot of people are in a really weird place right now and trying to figure out things, including myself, including most of my friends. And this is just going to be the place that I talk about that. And this podcast will evolve through the days. I'm recording it and posting it on YouTube because I don't have a podcast hosting site yet. Billy and I have been in the works for one for about a month and a half now. And it's coming along. But it's definitely going to take a pause with this as well. But I need a creative outlet, and this is going to be it for a minute. So, I tried to file for unemployment today. Went to the department, the DES, I think it is, website from the North Carolina government. And assuredly, at least a quarter of the state was trying to file unemployment all at the same time. And the website kept crashing. It kept kicking me off. A lot of people I know had the same experience today. Whereas people in the past who I know who've filed for unemployment, like it took 10 minutes. This was half an hour in. I'd been kicked off 3 times. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go down to the unemployment office and try to get it set up from there. Because I don't know if we've ever seen this many people suddenly unemployed in our state. Such a drastic manner so quickly. I live in Asheville, North Carolina, just in case you guys don't know. And we are tourism based. We've had weather disasters. We've had bad things happen since I've lived here. We've several bad floods. where restaurants were flooded and closed, or businesses were, put in peril. However, it wasn't ever all the businesses. It was never all the restaurants are shut. You can only do takeout if you're going to stay open. If you have people dine on your premises, you're subject to fines and arrest. Luckily, we're San Jose and some of the Bay Area under shelter in place and drastic quarantines where you're not allowed to leave the house unless you absolutely have to. And if you leave the house, you're not supposed to be within 6 feet of someone that doesn't live within your household. And I read it's a difficult time for a lot of us. However, if we stick together and we ride this out, we'll come out the other side better. It'll take a minute. It's not going to be overnight. But you don't need to go buy all the damn toilet paper. Yeah, you need toilet paper. You don't need it all. You don't need all the black beans. You don't need all the pasta. You do need to check in on your neighbors. I'm not saying go hug them and shake their hand. Text them. Especially if you have immunocompromised people that live around you, or friends that are elderly people in your neighborhood. Make sure they have toilet paper. Make sure they have a meal for the night. We've got to take care of each other right now. As much as we're all scared and don't know how we're going to take care of ourselves. I know that from example, from what I've been taught growing up, that when we have our hardest challenges ahead of us, you lean on your friends, you lean on your family, and you don't try to go it alone. So, over the next however long this is the position I'm in, I'm going to be doing this podcast for a little bit. I don't even know what it's going to be about yet. It's going to be about the daily struggle, how boring it can be to just have to stay home, how I'm a horrible cook, and I'm going to really miss going out to restaurants here in Nashville, even just for quick pickup. How I'm a hugger. And whenever I see my friends, I just want to give them a hug, and I can't now. I still, we tap elbows, tell each other we love one another. It's just not the same. Things aren't the same right now. But I think that if we all hunker down for a minute, worry about the greater good more than our individual selves, that we're going to come out of this other side. Hopefully a better community. We need some good leadership, but we also need a humor. We need to be able to laugh at ourselves still. We need to be able to reach out and ask for help. You need to be able to accept help. To give help. COVID-19 isn't going to go away for a minute. Like tonight, we had a group chat on Facebook. We'd never done it before. It's very entertaining. They have games on that. I think we were narwhals versus unicorns throwing. People were throwing things at your horn, and you were supposed to catch them. And technology has come a long way since the last pandemic that I don't think any of us were alive for. I definitely wasn't. I don't know anyone who was. But we have the internet. We have a lot of free educational resources. I know a lot of you parents are at home probably struggling with how to entertain your children. 14 hours a day trying to come up with plans about much less food and who's going to eat what, but how are you going to keep them learning and engaged and not bored? I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out a way to take calls. Maybe I'll have a guest or two. But for the moment, it's just going to be me talking into this microphone, into that camera, and posting it on YouTube. Telling you about my experience. How it's going for me. Currently, unemployed for the first time in a very long time and going through that process of getting unemployment benefits, which the governor today did issue an executive order which has taken away the 1 week waiting period to file. It's taken away the you have to look for work only because there's no work to look for. The whole industry shut down. Yeah, if I have any tips or tricks or come across any good info, I'll let you know. We did have our first confirmed case of a person with COVID-19 in Buncombe County. A visitor from out of state, from New York. They visit the area March 10th through 13th, and they are now saying that everyone who came into contact that they know has been contacted by the health department. So, quarantine yourself, take care of yourself. You're probably just doing your job and came across something. But that's how this thing spreads. That's why it's important for us all now to take a minute and do what's best for everyone. So good luck, stay safe, and I'll try to put another one of these up tomorrow or the next day. Let you know how the trip to the unemployment office went. Stay safe, Asheville. Night.
Wish you all the best I can, then I stop myself for a while.